What I do know is God does work in some mysterious ways. Some mysterious signs and wonders do follow. If you ever needed a clear sign, are you to be on that job in the ATL in the middle of an ice storm and you still went because you so dedicated and want to be employee of the month, just risking it all, not giving a care, and still got out there?
Road, some unsuccessfully.
One lady from Connecticut, so I know what to do. And the next thing you know, she was in the gully here.
Gerald Henderson says he did what he could to help. Shari Williams says she underestimated the road conditions too.
I was like, where's the snow? And it came so fast.
She was in Lawrenceville just trying to pick her kids up from daycare. But then things took a scary turn.
I was going down a slight hill and my car started sliding just a little bit.
Nearby in Snellville, the interstates were a parking lot, and over in Forsyth, some drivers say they were trapped in their cars for over 15 hours.
I had a toddler with me and my daughter also, she's 9, and we had been already sitting in the car 3 hours and I didn't have a snack.
Helpless, Williams hopped out of the car.
This is all ice.
And walked home. Cars were sliding. People were slipping. She says it was chaos.
Oh, my God.
Henderson is hoping drivers heed the warnings before they're the next one left high and dry.
People need to respect this weather.
In Atlanta, Teresa Bowles, 11 Alive News.
That's right. Respect it. And DeKalb County Police want to remind drivers that they do not provide towing services. And county officials are also asking that everyone stay home and shelter in place until the roads are safe again.
Something wrong. Something wrong, because these jobs is not loyal. If you was in a situation where your job made it mandatory for you to be there. Okay, first of all, Georgia, it was shut down, like state of emergency. And I guess like it was a time in 2014, they calling it the apocalypse. Was anybody involved in that? Where cars were just being abandoned and left on the side of the road. Well, that happened again. 2025, Atlanta caught it. Parts of, other southern parts caught it as well. Louisiana, did anybody see Bourbon Street? Not to mention parts of Mississippi. I mean, Michigan caught it. Michigan was catching that freezing below zero. Okay, -5, -3. Mess around, and them type of temperatures not being prepared, all types of things can happen. Like, you may wind up frostbitten, so to speak. Your house may wind up being damaged because some pipes are not properly prepared. You got to keep that water dripping in certain circumstances, because if that water stops that flow, that pressure, ain't got nowhere to move, guess what? All heck gonna break loose. The house will be completely damaged. Then you got a mess on your hands trying to deal with insurance. But yeah, I was like going through different social media sites and checking out Atlanta, because I know Atlanta can make a party and have fun, make the best out of, situations. Like it was someplace, these apartments, I think it was just like a whole bunch of young people. They had a straight up snow party. They out there making, now this day and time, I don't want no parts of no snow. As far as making a snowball or a snow cone or a slushy, I don't want to do that. Used to do that back in the day as a child. Catch it into a pot, put that pet milk on it, and I'm like, I'm doing it, mama, out here, making my snow angels, all that, just having a lot of fun. So these young people, these adults, they having mega fun, and I'm like, do your thing. But then you had other parts where people out here risking it all, needing to leave, wanting to leave, but they bosses is acting funny. Saying you gotta stay. Now some of them did just walk off like, look, it ain't worth it. But some of them walked off a little bit too late. A little bit too late that they got caught up in that ice storm. Now they having to deal with not only themselves, because they may have gone to pick up their kids. You got children. That's all uncomfortable. You got ones talking about they didn't have no snacks, let alone for themselves, let alone for the kids. Ain't got nowhere to use the bathroom, ain't got no water, ain't got no blanket, ain't got no gas. Car already needed to be in the shop, needed some repairs. Study trying to spin the wheels ain't going nowhere. Now, done damage the car in front of you and back of you. Study trying to spin, swaying from the right to the left to right. Done got into an accident. I'm seeing pictures, footage of people's front end torn to pieces. Front end over there somewhere. This car smashed in. That car, I'm like, wait a minute. It was a state of an emergency. People still out there. I'm going through, like I said, social media sites, reading about different comments. People still in the midst of trying to order Uber Eats, Grubhub, groceries from Walmart, groceries from Kroger. People back at them in the comments like, is you crazy? If you ain't out there trying to risk your life, why you want somebody else trying to risk their life? But y'all, for real, these jobs is not loyal. Some people was caught up in situations where not everybody was what you call having a bed. Like say if they worked in a hospital setting or long-term care facility of some sort. Not everybody was even fortunate enough to even been offered a bed or a place of refuge to rest their head, even if it wasn't a bed. Not everybody was offered that. But one's out here risking it all. And then the thing about it is, once you do that, and if you still, do got your job, you best believe something else gonna come up. That something's gonna be put on the line, whether it's your integrity. Did you tell the truth about that? How many times was you late? How many times did somebody try to get you in trouble? You're feeling like, I hope this is the time that they will quit. It's just not right. These people's thoughts that they be having when it comes to these jobs. But that governor there made it known. You are under a state of emergency. If you can leave, wherever you're at, please be home by 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. I think it was said that snow started coming in at 3 o'clock. Well, that snow turned into ice. It's just some unpredictable things, but that governor didn't want to be caught up like that 2013 or 2014 apocalypse that happened. The streets, my understanding, some of them were treated, but them back roads just piled up. And you know what? Not only are these people looking for body shops and whatever else type of work they may need done, some of them was mentioning these ones that were outside, and then after a while, maybe they abandoned their cars. Their cars got broken into. Can you imagine coming back, seeing your windows busted out? Busted out. Somebody trying to crank open your door, messing around with the key lock. Shoot, one lady, she showed her car. It was so, it was, you could just tell it was, I don't even know what you call that. It was just ran through, like, they just did her savage. Her ignition was tore out. They did so much damage to that car. And I'm like, look, there was some straight up amateurs. And I'm sorry to say it, but y'all remember them. It was them driver, I forgot what they was called. It was it was a steering wheel lock. Well, shoot, some of them professionals out of Detroit, from back in the day, Lord Jesus, they didn't let that stop them. They slid on up in that car by any means necessary, took off with the car, with the steering wheel lock still on the steering wheel, and went on about their business. Got to their destination like, yeah, this is the way it's done in Detroit. I said, oh my gosh. So when I saw that lady's car, and when that was that thing in Detroit, when the people was doing that was that time, and it was like, whoa. Shout out to Detroit though. What up though? But not under those type of circumstances. Absolutely not. People got to pay for that. People need their transportation. It's enough. It's so much going on in the world. It is bad enough. So prayers for these people that was affected by this. Prayers for these people that may or may not have a job. You know, I definitely know what that feels like. People's going through it. People were saying they was hungry. They didn't have no food at home. Talking about with this storm, they ain't got no food. No food. Was it no food, or was it just like maybe they didn't have a taste for what they wanted to eat, but no food? To open your refrigerator, to open your pantry, to open your freezer. No food. Is it because the storm was coming in and they just didn't have no food? Did they not? I don't know. Everybody's situation is different. That's why I said if it's just a can of beans that you got, you know, to survive on for however long you may need to. Because again, you got people that's on different medications. There's different requirements. There may have been people that needed their medications, and the people was getting stuck in their cars. What about the people that did need their possible medications or may have had some type of emergency, y'all? It was ambulances not making it to their destinations, turned over, semis, anything imaginable. I was reading somewhere where somebody was like, they did go to Walmart. Well, two different Walmarts. One Walmart, they were rotating the people, meaning so many people in at a time. One come out, then another one can go in. Because I guess like when it comes to these state of emergencies in those parts, people be buying out the grocery store. So another Walmart, a person had mentioned they had the clothing blocked off, roped off. They had the electronic section blocked off. You could only buy groceries. Someone asked why. In the thread, the person said, because non-essentials could not be purchased. Only essential items. But hopefully they got what they needed. And it's always something to take from life, though. Lessons learned, to be prepared. I mean, some people out in them streets thinking, I'm from New York, I got this. It was a lady talking about she from Connecticut. So much from being from Connecticut, because her car got towed up. I'm sure it's one saying they from Massachusetts, okay? Chicago. You know, these places get slammed with snow. And you know, back in the day in certain parts, like record lows, that was nothing new. People wonder why people grew up on Vaseline, or record lows was nothing. But now it's just that it's happening, and all these bizarre things are happening. Yeah, we in some times, all right. We are in some times. Prayers, prayers, prayers.